Hi, I'm Libby Maus, and I'm a companion co-pilot. I had a fear of flying in a small aircraft. And for many years, I thought, who would go up in a single-engine plane? When Steve became interested in flying again after 40 years of not flying, I decided if I'm gonna go along with his dream of getting an airplane and flying various places for fun, I better learn to get over this. So I secretly took some lessons from an instructor, a CFI, that was highly recommended. That helped me. I learned how the plane works and went from there. If Steve got sick or something when we were in flight, I found out the plane's not going to fall out of the sky. He helped me see firsthand how the plane wants to fly. I feel like it's something we now can enjoy doing together rather than feeling like I'm just tagging along and don't have a clue what he's doing up there. It makes flying with him much more enjoyable. Instead of going along with Steve in his 182, I'm going on an adventure in our airplane.
Welcome to the Companion Co-Pilot Pre-Flight video. Want to help your pilot and be more a part of this great flying experience, but need some guidance? You've landed in the right place. Come along and explore how you and your pilot can pre-flight together for a safe and enjoyable flight. Let's go. First, talk about the upcoming flight with your pilot. Think of a road trip. Where are you going? How long will it take? What's the weather going to be? And so on. The same things are relevant to your flight. Here's your chance to start participating. How? Get the bigger weather picture for the trip. Simply watch your local weather station or look up the weather online several days ahead. What to look for? Weather forecasts and large-scale trends that could influence the decision to postpone or cancel the flight and still have time to develop a backup plan. Also, approaching weather fronts are often a sign to pay close attention to. As the day of your flight gets nearer, your pilot will look more closely at weather conditions and forecasts for the planned route to help inform a go, no-go decision. By the way, this is also a good time to plan for comfort items to bring on the flight, such as sunglasses, snacks, and water. Now for the fun part. Your pilot has already plotted a route on an aeronautical chart. It's likely an electronic chart downloaded to an iPad or mobile device, similar to using your phone or navigation system installed in your car. Your pilot and you may plan stops for the flight. In flying, fuel is critical, as you can't just stop at the side of the road and call AAA if you run out of gas. Unlike driving, fuel consumption isn't based on distance or mileage. The critical factor is time. Let's talk about weight. You may be able to cram a lot of stuff in your car and it'll still drive. But in an airplane, the weight and how it is distributed is important for a comfortable and safe flight. Your pilot can tell you more about how to make these calculations, known as weight and balance. So the flight is a go. Your pilot will get an updated weather briefing for current and forecast conditions. If the airplane is parked in a hangar, you and your pilot can do some of the pre-flight check inside. Nice when temperatures are unpleasant. If parked on the ramp, make sure to dress for the outside temperature so you don't shortchange the pre-flight's thoroughness because you're uncomfortable. As you become familiar with the checklist, you'll start recognizing pre-flight items that have been completed. These include a cabin check that required documents are on board to remove gust locks and a check of the fuel quantity indicators. Now, you'll walk around the airplane to inspect specific areas including flight control surfaces, tires, brakes, and struts, and the propeller, spinner, and cowling. Once you're ready, you can help your pilot do a final check that tie downs, chocks, and locks are removed, and all caps and doors are closed. The next step? Climb into the cockpit and get comfortable. If you've flown as a companion for some time, you're a pro at entering the airplane. Otherwise, ask your pilot which surfaces are okay for you to step on and which places you can hold on to help stabilize yourself. Unlike a car, it's sometimes easier to adjust your seat before you get in. Time for your pilot to start the engine. Once the engine is running smoothly, your pilot will turn on the avionics and radios. Listen with your pilot to the automated weather observation to learn how your pilot uses that information. Also, since airplanes perform best by taking off into the wind direction will be important for your pilot to know. This is also a good time to discuss where SIGSACs are located and the need to keep quiet at critical times, such as during takeoff and landing, until reaching a predetermined altitude set by your pilot. At an airport with a control tower, the air traffic controller will issue taxi and hold short instructions, meaning your pilot may not enter or cross a runway until receiving a clearance to do so. Do keep your eyes out the window for other traffic at any time the aircraft is in motion, and simply point to something first if you think it's a conflict. Or if you're really worried, speak up, whether on the ramp, taxiway, or in the air. You're now near the runway in what's called the run-up area. Of course, there's a checklist for this too. It's called the Before Takeoff Checklist. Ask permission to help with this critical task. If your pilot agrees, you can use the Crew Challenge pilot response just as pilots and co-pilots perform in the airlines. It means exactly what it says. As the companion co-pilot, you challenge your pilot using the checklist do item, to which the pilot responds, check. For example, the first things on the before takeoff checklist may say parking brake set, cabin doors and windows closed and locked, and so on. When you call out those items, your pilot confirms to have taken care of each one. That's it. You're now cleared for departure. Enjoy your adventure and have a safe flight.